how to help your teenage daughter build self-esteem. This is important. This is very important. And no matter how hard we try, we cannot give this sense of self-worth, self-esteem to another person. But what we can do is to provide an experience so that they can figure it out for themselves. And it's stronger that way anyway. Like when they know for themselves that they matter more than like my mom's telling me I matter, they live different. And that's what we want. We want them to live with their head up. From research projects in schools to teaching the outcomes in conferences, it's time to bring the skills home to you. This is the Under Pressure Project. Today I'm going to give you 7 tips that come from what's happening right here in my own home. I'm an identity researcher. I've been teaching back to school workshops for years, but this didn't hit close to home until I have a daughter going through this as well. And I go, whoa, I've got to change some of my work because I'm living this. And I got to make sure we're addressing the experiences that we're going through. At the end of the video too, I want to have a heart-to-heart with you, parent to parent, mom to mom, seeing if we can talk through some of the things that need to be talked out. Now, lately at our house, we've been asking a lot of questions, and my daughter has been speaking in caveman. You know, like we get grunts. You know, we're trying to get a response out of her, and she almost doesn't know how to communicate. So tip number 1 from my own home to yours is to help her to communicate. Right now you're going through, the teen girls are going through so much. I mean, there's highs and there's lows and there's hormones and there's friends and things you're figuring out. On top of it right now, it's during COVID. And so there's extra pressures on there. There's sometimes a little extra isolation happening. And so they really need us to ask questions. When something's going on and they're not communicating right, ask questions. Now, something I've learned from my own daughter is that she likes to swirl and fixate and get stuck on something when she's been hurt by a situation. I'm thinking of a specific friend drama situation where it was bad. She was talking about it and talking about it, and she was talking about it, and she's like, can you believe this happened? Finally, we just said, like, do you need to process this, or do you need a positive distraction? And those are words you can use. We find that we use those words a lot in our house. Do you need to process this, or do you need a positive distraction? I think there's other ways that we can word this as well. Like we can say, do you want to feel this for a minute, or do you need help finding a solution? We can say, do you want to talk about it, or do you need help moving forward? I like the words moving forward better than moving on, because sometimes we say we move on, like her feelings get left in the dust. But sometimes she truly does need help processing. Let her process as much as she needs to process. If she needs to talk about it, it's okay to let her keep talking about it. There will get to be a point that I think everyone can sense, like, okay, we need a positive distraction. I love the word positive distraction for some reason. It might feel a little technical. You can use solution, you can use moving forward. Do you want help moving forward? Because sometimes we need to read a book and get our mind out of where it's there. Sometimes our brain will just swirl out, and sometimes we need to calm it down and bring it centered and refocus. Sometimes being physically present matters. Like when we are thinking about the past, like we tend to get depressed. When we're thinking about the future, we tend to get anxious, but one of the best places you can be is in this present moment. So we want to help her feel that present moment in order to move forward, to have that positive distraction so she's not swirling in her head. We're trying to be physically present by breathing, feeling, smelling. Those kinds of things can help her to move forward. Hey, number 2, one of our favorite quotes at our house comes from Eleanor Roosevelt, which is, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. It's okay, pick a quote that you personally love and maybe share some of those words with her. They need inspiring, uplifting words, even if they're like, oh, Mom, I've heard this before. Oh, Dad, come on, not that again. But they need to hear those uplifting things from you. If they don't hear it from you, who are they going to hear it from? So choose something that you care about and talk about it. Don't be afraid to share a quote that you guys care about together. So tip number 3, let's talk about drama. Teenage girl drama happens. Drama, I like to call it, it's our feelings of insecurity mixed with miscommunication. It will happen. And one of the things we need to learn to do is to remember who we are. I have a video series on identity. If you need to look that one up, that can help you through this as well. But the more we remember who we are and understand our roots and kind of what we're all about, that mixed with good communication. We need to learn to talk to people and not about people. And that can help us through drama situations. Again, I've got more content on this, so if you would hit the subscribe button, we can talk more about this. Tip number 4, every kid should know you matter no matter what. Are you communicating this? That they don't have to hustle to earn your love. They don't have to do anything to prove that they matter. I believe, this video is titled how to help your daughter with self-esteem. I actually really like using the word self-worth instead of self-esteem. Why? Is because self-esteem is our perception of our worth. That's what goes up and down, where self-worth is something that is constant. It is always there and does not change. And if that's the case, if we're living to honor self-worth, our job as leaders and parents is to communicate that you matter no matter what. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to prove when you are here in this home. You matter. You're loved. You're loved always, forever, no matter what. I'm going to give you kind of another tip here from my own home. I have a secret message in my house. So when you go down the stairs, I guess it's not secret anymore, but when you go down the stairs, my kids will see a sign that says you are loved. And that's it. Like, you don't have to hustle. You don't have to prove. You don't have to show a cute outfit. You don't have to dress yourself up. You can be in your pajamas. You can be taking care of yourself for the day. You just flat out know you're loved and that you matter. Having that foundation and talking about that over and over and over, you'll talk about it a lot. That matters. It's probably one of the most important parts of this whole video, is to communicate that no condition sense of worth. We are on to number 6. I want to talk about the secrets of popularity. I usually don't like using the word popular because it feels like that race. It feels like that scramble to fit in, to be seen, and to be, like admired and told you matter by somebody else. When really, what most popular kids have in common is they believe to some degree or another in their ability to influence their peers for good or ill. And I like knowing this as a parent because that's what we want to teach. There's so much good that can happen when you believe in your ability to influence others. One way we help our kids is something called Hangout Day. Now, where did this come from? I was noticing that our kids were kind of getting lost. I was traveling for work at this point. My husband was really busy. I was just thinking, how do these kids know that they feel seen? How do we know what's going on in their lives? And we developed something called Hangout Day, which is on their birthday date. For example, if your birthday was like January 1st or February 1st, every first of the month, it is that kid's turn for one-on-one time. And I tell them very specifically that this is your chance to be seen and heard. We let the kids pick either mom or dad or both of us, and they choose one thing that they want from us. We have done anything from a picnic in a bedroom to going out for a milkshake. We go out for ice cream, sometimes we'll go out for pizza, but that kid chooses what's important to them. The consistent efforts to see our kids one-on-one has made a big impact on our family. So even if you don't want to adopt Hangout Day, doing something on that kid's birthday date every single month, perhaps there's ways that you can consistently see them, let them know that their voice will be heard, and to talk things out. So I hope some of those tips that happen from my own home can help you. But really, let's talk one-on-one, parent to parent. I'm assuming I'm talking to a mom or a dad or a leader. And I want to ask, Like, how are you doing? How are you feeling about your sense of self-worth? Self-worth is constant. It is always there. But how are you feeling about your self-esteem? That's your perception of your worth. That's what goes up and down. How you feel about yourself is one of the most powerful indicators on how a daughter will see herself. And so if there's one thing I might suggest, you and me right now, like, it's tough. Being a parent is tough. Being a mom demands sacrifice. And on top of it, like, we're giving and giving and giving. And sometimes we can feel depleted and need help ourselves. So I do have one more video on this you can watch. 5 ways you can build self-esteem. We can talk more right there. But in these last couple of moments, I want you to know that you matter. You matter always, forever, no matter what. I wish we could have a hangout day so that we could talk and you can get out what is impacting you, how you are comparing yourself to others. What, as you look around, is making you feel less than. I want to know those things from you, because I want you to know those things for yourself so that you can fix it, so that you can work on that. Are you hustling for your worth? Stop the hustle, because you already matter. Lay that foundation that you matter no matter what, and then take tiny steps to build purpose on top of that. You, yourself. You can do this. You matter so much in all the work that you are doing in your own home. I love that you clicked on this video, because it means that you care, and I care right back. I'm going to just send some love right back your way. So click another video. Let's keep the conversation going.